Hello LinkedIn, hello Facebook, hello YouTube, hello world. Today on the Gritty Business Show we have the wonderful Alan Cannon from Better Consulting, we have Christina D'Souza and we have Logan Blackburn. Is it? So let's give them all a warm welcome and I shall bring them into the stream. So hello there Alan, how are you sir?
Not so bad, Ed, yourself?
Yeah, very well indeed mate, really good to see you. I'm going to press that button and see if it adjusts me slightly. Look at that. Really good to see you. And welcome to the Gritty Business Show. So Mr. Andrew Hatcher's on holiday, so you've got the benefit of Ed today for all of your sins. So what we like to do, Alan, is just get a bit of a feel about you and about how you've sort of come from the past through to where you are now, really. So
history. I did an accounts degree at Stirling University, and in the third year, I discovered I didn't like doing accounts very much, but enjoyed doing tax. I found that interesting.
Yep.
And so I went to join a company called Arthur Anderson's when I left and graduated to do tax. And when the first week I was there, this idea that you could claim property, have surveyors and accountancy firms to claim tax relief and property was all really kicking off. It was so new, they know surveyors. So they asked me as a young graduate to go down and do some surveys all around Cheshire at the time. And I really, really enjoyed doing the work, enjoyed it, getting out to meet people, you're hearing different things.
Really varied when you were out there, I suppose.
Yeah, it was very diverse as well. You're dealing with, travelling, meeting people, seeing things. And then they got some surveyors, so I went back to doing personal and corporate tax in the office, left, went to another company, hated it and just fell out with doing tax completely. But I quite liked doing this capital allowances gig and I had the qualifications. So I retrained as a general practice surveyor so I could learn valuation skills. I then went to work for a company called Davis Langdon for nearly 10 years. 2015, got made redundant and we decided, the person who was my boss at the time, Lois, to start up Chivetta because we felt a lot of people were not getting access to capital allowances advice, particularly in Scotland. And since then, we've sort of grown arms and legs and we're doing work right across the four nations now.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So it started 2015. So it's been going 5-6 years as such and gathering steam. Is that the...
Yes, we started doing sub-consultancy. When I was starting my own business, I did have an offer of employment, but we had a young child at the time. And my nice remit was I had to spend no money. I'd just been made redundant. So at the time, I just went out and bought a Google Chromebook and because it had all the software on it and started my business from that. And from there, we've managed to identify about £97 million worth of items in property, done well 200 appointments, but never been challenged with HMRC as well. I'm very proud to say.
But challenging. What you're claiming is legitimately there to be claimed, so it's not there's no problem with claiming what you're owed, is there?
Oh no, it's not. But it's vastly underclaimed. Deloitte released a statistic years ago to say that 70% of all commercial property owners had not claimed this. So if you're owning or leasing a shop you fitted out, they're not claiming it. And
why aren't people more aware of it? Is it just sort of hidden away? Is it?
Yeah, I think a number of reasons. One, it's deemed capital allowance advice can sometimes be deemed to be high end, or it's only worthwhile if it's over £250,000. But that is not the case. I mean, we identified about 40 grand's worth of work in a dentist, saving them of their tax bill about £16,000 this year.
Wow. That just pops straight onto their bottom line. There's no.
The other thing is they think it's something new or some new scheme. They don't realise it's been actually around since 1878 in some shape or form that you could claim this tax relief.
Yep.
Another problem's been access, but the main one is they feel that it's something the accountant can deal with. But capital allowances in property is a very different beast from the day-to-day claiming for desk, chairs and tables, which your accountant can quite competently claim.
Okay, a bit more. You've got to know what you're doing to dig through to find the right things in that case.
Yeah, you've got to understand how a building is put together to correctly value the elements of it. And we actually solve a lot of problems for accountants. I mean, anything from an invoice they can get, they don't need my help. But I'm sure you come across when a client buys a building, for example, you need to claim the tax relief. You've got to do replacement cost estimates like an insurance broker would do. You've got to value land. You've got to measure the property. You've got to know the different components of the building. And
it's quite a skilled a skilled thing to do, really, isn't it?
Yeah, to do a lot of, I've got actually dual qualified. I'm qualified in tax, but I'm also qualified as a chartered surveyor as well. So to do a considerable amount of training for a period of time in order to get this tax relief. And another way to look at it, I think it's important to throw in, is that you don't get a lot of plumbers, sparks, joiners, electricians that will give you a line-by-line items, and there's items in there which qualify, which don't, and some at different rates.
Yeah, they'll put it in one bulk, won't they?
Yeah, and with the certain accountants like certainty, they like to be able to reference things, tick them back. But what I do is valuation, and that's where we help.
Okay, that's quite amazing, actually. But by the way, while you're here, some people are saying good morning. So Christina D'Souza, who we hope to see soon, she's saying good morning to you, Alan.
Good morning.
Your buddy David McKenna says, love the Chromebook, nice choice. Is that what you want now?
Yeah, no, actually no. We've got better machinery and better thing. In fact, we actually were the first allowances firm to gather our data on the site on iPads using an app, which was the first ever to do that.
That's very clever. So you've sort of built a whole computer infrastructure behind the scenes to make it all sort of communicate through, so it's not down to human error anymore. Now it's properly worked out. Is that?
Yeah, but it gives. I mean, as a business, we're planning going for ISO, and it gives a consistent level of quality of what we do. Quality in process is very important to us.
Yeah.
And to make sure that things are done properly, right, correctly, and that's why you don't get challenged. If you do a good, robust, thorough, honest job, you don't get challenged.
That's fair dues. Hannah says Andy's doing the washing up, which I think is a good thing. The vision of him on holiday doing the washing up, it cheers me up. It cheers me up immensely. Missing you, Andy. Hi, Hannah. Hannah Matarazzo from Cocktail Creative there. And we also have Monique Thomas saying good morning. Morning, Monique. Good to see you too. I just thought I'd do that. Just saying hello to everybody who comes in, to all our loyal listeners. That's what you've got to do, Alan. So tell me, what's the future for Covetta?
The future is really we've been spending a lot of time building the foundations, the good foundations in terms of our systems, how we do things. And we've probably never really marketed as much as we could have had, as still a lot of people don't. So it's going to be really improved. Apart from getting the ISO, it's going to be getting our website. We're doing a lot more video. I feel that people see capital allowances as being too high end, and that's reasons they don't access it. So I want to communicate it in a way that's more understandable. So when somebody fits out a hairdresser, they think, okay, I've got my plumbing, I've got my Legionella, I've done my fire risk assessment, I better get my capital allowances done, and that sort of normal run of things, rather than
leaving part of
the last
thing they think about. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then, of course, when you're doing it all, you're having that, when you're actually doing the refit or building the business, you've got that in your psyche. So you are getting line by line. You are thinking about it. You are discussing with people as to the actual costs that they're having. It's a fascinating sort of like the in-depth that you have to go to. I don't think people realise. I mean, if I was a business and part of my business was I had a holiday home on the side, actually I can start claiming back from all the renovations I've done there. And it's amazing how it sort of like filters out to everything that you do.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we thanks very much. We look at things a bit differently. We go to, as you say, a sort of forensic level. Like, I can tell you how much a price of a door closer is, and it's not. MD could say, if you talk about a simple kitchen installation, MD can go to B&Q and see what a meter of worktop is, but how much is it going to cost to fit that? How much time are you going to need for the joiner? Are you going to need to take something away? If you're putting a light bulb, there's a wire that goes to a distribution board, but you've got to put a hole in the wall and these sort of things. So all these things you can claim relief for in a lot of instances.
That's quite amazing. So it's just really educating people, I suppose. Educating them that they can.
Yeah, education is a big part of what we do, but also maybe getting the message to resonate. One thing we've done recently is we come up with a video whereby we used a GP and a specialist analogy that you wouldn't normally go. A GP being the accountant, you wouldn't normally go to them for specialist areas like surgery. So that's where we come in to try and get it into the psyche. This is a normal, real thing that can be claimed, but only there should be more than 30% of taxpayers that are claiming it.
That's amazing. So there's hundreds of millions of pounds sat out there waiting to be claimed.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're a very personal company. We're a small company, which allows us to do things that we've always done them, but do them in a more personal way and spend more time with clients.
Yeah.
But we've found, I mean, we've probably found maybe about nearly £100 million, I think, this year we'll have found. And we're a small company, so if you think of the vast amount of commercial property owners or people who are leasing it, everything from holiday homes to hydro schemes, there's still vast opportunities. And in the next couple of years, there's 130% tax deduction for some items in property for new and unused items.
Tell me what that means.
Well,
it's just actually pay you to do things.
Yeah, it's limited. It's a limited companies. When they say you have a limited company and they have a restaurant,
yes,
and they fit out restaurant, and part of that they're putting in certain items like, you know, the kitchen themselves, the signage, the toilets. Well, certain items can achieve 130% tax deduction. So you take the cost, multiply it by 130, and that would be your tax deduction. So the real benefit would be 19% of that. So if you come up, just sorry, bashing my numbers very quickly here.
That's a lot of number bashing.
Yeah, and that's what brings that cost right down.
That's
so
amazing.
You're also getting a quarter of it as a tax deduction in cold hard cash.
That's just incredible. We just got a couple of people talking. Monique Thomas said she waved back when I waved at her. Brilliant. Now she's either calling me a fool or she's saying she was a fool for waving back. Either way. Zaf says hi to us both. Good to see you, Zafran. Come on, Mr. FSB, as we like to call him. And he says that you're doing a fantastic job and everyone should get involved with you, which is very kind. Now then, Alan, I think that a man of your talents has hidden talents. So I'm going to play a quick VT. And then I'm going to ask you a very quick question.
Okay.
1 minute. Well, Alan, I think you're a man of many depths and you have some hidden talents. What's your hidden talent that we don't know about?
Probably the one, not too elaborating. I used to sing in a band when I was at university for a while.
No way.
Yeah.
Excellent. What type of music was it?
Bad, normally. No, it was a sort of. I was a bit of an indie kid, so I liked the sort of Smiths, New Order, Cure, that sort of thing. So it was in that that sort of vein. So one part of it, the guy thought it was Robin Smith from the Cure, and the other one thought it was Johnny Marr, the guitarist. So it was. It wasn't destined to be signed up by Sony anytime soon, but it was good fun.
No, great fun, great crack. I used to be in a rock group, just to let you know. Just it's funny how you do when you. Sharon says morning, Sharon.
Morning.
And Monique says she's calling herself a fool, not Ed a fool. But I am a fool. But that's okay. We can be a fool together, Monique. How about that? Which is really, really very cool indeed. So, Alan, your Cobra journey. Tell me about your Cobra journey. How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's going well. Initially, Sharon and Richie invited me into the meeting, and I looked at it and I really liked the online format. Particularly, it's got a few uses for me. Firstly, I mean, having the sort of hotel facility where you can either co-work, which is really good because I've had to move back to the house. So that beats the isolation. The idea you can put on events, some of the collaborations and introductions have been absolutely fantastic. I mean, particularly the more we're talking to people, the more we're able to expand the business and look at new avenues. And from there, I went around every Cobra meeting, and then I thought, wait a minute, there's people in the islands of Scotland don't get access to a lot of business advice or able to network, or this allows me to go anywhere, which is I found really good as well. So that's why I decided to start my own meeting as well. But I felt, see, Cobra gives a great variety. There's all times of the day. There's all sorts of different types of meetings. So, and I'm a great believer that any networking group I've ever been to has always had a longevity of a year, because you're hearing the same things, you're eating the same bacon rolls, getting the same food, hearing the same format, and you get bored with it. And one of the one of the things I liked about Cobra is such diversity. And in my own meeting, we tried to make it very, very diverse, to always keep it fresh, always keep it live, and always keep the energy high in it. And what we did.
And that's your meeting, isn't it, Cobra Express?
Yes, that's us on a Friday. So the train theme came across by accident, but it's been
you like it.
Somebody actually sent me a whistle. I still don't know who it was. I'll find out eventually. No, the whole train analogy has been really, really good fun in doing it, and it's allowed to play things. But we want, when somebody comes to the Express, the difference we want is we want our visitors firstly to feel really special. We want them to be the focus and tell them. We want to as well have our guest speakers to feel special as well. We have music when they're introduced and things like that, and it just creates a good high energy.
It's a really, really worthwhile meeting. That's Fridays at 2:00, isn't it?
Yes, and I need to mention Dave McKenna. Dave McKenna's been absolutely fantastic to help him put together and keep this really going. He did our first social last week, and it was an absolute riot. I mean, I think everybody on Facebook and LinkedIn knew about it by the end of it.
Well, I think right. So if someone wants to get in touch, I'm going to flip back round because we're going to finish in a second. But how do I get in touch with Alan Cadden if I want to and find out a little bit more about what you're doing?
Yeah, there's various ways. Obviously, you can get in contact through the website, through the Cobra Club, on LinkedIn. My email, I've got an email address as well, which one of Badil's digital business cards, which is useful. And you can contact me anywhere, any of those ways at all. My telephone number, if you want to speak to me directly, is 0141 432 0056.
I would make it come up on the screen, but I'm just not that clever. So we just had a couple of people. David's quite pleased that you gave him a shout out. And Zafran Khan says Cobra Express is amazing. And,
thank you.
Sharon says you can phone Sharon Ritchie. This is my friend. I'm going to play out with a video. Thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully when I come back I'm going to have Christina. So bear with me a second. I'm gonna make that happen. So I'm going to play out a video, and I'm going to welcome some new members, and I'm going to click back hopefully to Christina, and if not, to Logan, because Christina's picture's not appearing in my green room, so I'm not sure if she's there or not. So let me just see what happens. So thank you very much for coming, Alan. Good to see you, my friend.
Thanks so much. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk to you. It's been great.
Bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, so we've had a really good week. We've had a lot of new members, so let me give someone a shout out. We've got the wonderful John Loudon, who's joined us from Cobra Express, so welcome on board to Alan's Bewildered Train. We've got Jamie Pearce, who's joined us at Cobra Connect. We've got David Arthur-Hora, who's joined us at RWB, that's Morgan Bassett. We've got Peter Francis, who's joined us at Cobra Business Solutions. We've got Jane Baylor, who's joined us from Cobra Hive, and Gareth Johnson, who's joined us again at RWB. We've got Great to see you all, guys. Come and get involved. And we're going to say hello to Christina. Christina, how are you? Let's say keep myself in there. How about that? How are you, Christina? Can you hear me? Are you well?
I'm good, Edward. Good morning.
Yeah, good to see you, Christina. We're finally here. I wasn't sure because I could see. I wasn't sure if your picture was there or not. So I'm very pleased to see you. Tell me, Christina. Give me a little bit of an understanding of sort of your journey, really, where you've come from and how you've got to where you're doing now, and sort of a little bit of a view of what you're doing currently.
Well, I have a background from art and technology.
Okay.
And I have been... I've had a small business back in the days, and art and technology has always been my fascination. So prior to what I'm doing right now, I was running a small business which didn't work out very well. So I had to shut it down. But the skills that I've picked up from there have been very, very fruitful for me and very useful.
I think that's a big thing about business in general, is that you learn from the experiences and it makes you stronger as you move forwards, doesn't it?
Yes. And after that, I went back to the university. I did my computer science degree, and with that,
and now you've set up your business that you're currently running. Is that?
no, now I am a business working as a business development specialist with Zethus Technologies.
Okay.
And my background with business and the technology has actually helped me.
And so, how are you finding it? Are you working? Are you in the UK currently?
Not currently. I'm currently in India.
Okay.
But Zethus Technology is based in UK, in Bristol, and our operations are based in India. So right now I'm working from India.
So that gives you the best of both worlds, does it? It allows you to get to. I'm guessing that the knowledge base in India is very good, and a lot of people out there who are very highly skilled and looking for work in the UK. Is that, and you're that bridge between the two? Would that be the case?
Yes, and I would say it does, and the whole part of the whole link is very good.
Yes.
Our sales and marketing happens in the UK, and our director, Mr. Edward Ball, he helps me a lot and guides me a lot, and also at the technical part, we have our director and the stake owner, Julius Gohil, and he is always there to help with the technical areas.
Yes.
And we always have this bridge, and we always have this ethos of working as a family rather than treating work as work. So everybody is very helpful, not just with me, but with our clients as well. We treat them very much like family, and
so
that
typically,
is how we. Yes.
Typically, if I was looking to launch my business online and I came to you to talk to you about it, approximately what's the difference in cost saving that you can give to a business by outsourcing and being clever with the way that you organize things? So compared to
typically, if you're looking to launch you want to launch a business online, and you're looking in at a website, or looking for digital marketing, or also a proper system, a back end and a front end system. So the costing would vary from the UK to India, around anywhere between 60 to 70%.
That's
If
massive.
yes. So if you're paying, just for an example, if you're paying £5,000 or on a certain website or a system, you would be probably paying £2,000 if I have to do it for you. Yes.
That's quite incredible. Absolutely quite incredible. And it's the same work that's being done. It's just the benefit of being able to outsource to another country, really, and have that managed well by yourself.
And that is exactly the reason that the development is in India, and our standards are exactly what are there in the UK. We are
no, it's absolutely brilliant. So in India, how many sort of people do you have at your disposal? Do you have a lot of people there?
So in India, we have a team of at least 25 people with different levels of developers.
Yes.
And other than that, it's me, and it's.
And how have you found the Cobra Club in helping your business?
Well, Cobra Club has been really, really helpful. I have been a member now exactly 2 months now that I've been in the club, and there was no way before this because of the pandemic to get in touch with people, get in touch with businesses, put in front what we are doing. But now it has got easier. I'm meeting a lot of new people, understanding what people requirements are, and since whatever we give is customized, and depending on the business what you are doing, so it gets easier for me to get the message across,
Yeah.
because it's a platform where everybody is talking to each other, and uh, everybody communicates well, and people are into, I
The
would say,
community.
I was welcome like a family member here. So that took away that I would that how do I say it, the part of being skeptical of how I would be accepted in the whole club part.
It's interesting, isn't it?
So
I find this whole medium democratizing because it doesn't actually matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you are. It's everybody is the same size box, the same size screen. We talk the same way. It doesn't matter if you're in India or if you're in Czechoslovakia or if you're in a wheelchair in Blackpool. It makes no difference at all. You're judged on here and now, which I think is quite lovely. So it's one of the strengths of all of this.
yes, and I totally agree with you as well.
It's interesting. Now, you're quite a driven person. So what I'm always interested in finding out a little bit more about the person who comes in. So you must have a lot of inspiration, a lot of good guidance. So I'm going to play a little video, and then I'm going to find out who your inspiration is. Who's your inspiration, Christina?
Well, I would say there are a lot of people in my friends and family as well. Uh, but one person I think I always look at for inspiration, or can correlate to for a story, would be Dwayne Johnson. I always look at him as a person
Is
who,
that Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
yes, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Yes.
Yeah, do you know what? He's someone who's really, really changed his life, hasn't he? And really, really become a success.
Yes.
Quite inspirational.
The way his analogy of going on with those 7 bugs, and starting saying that I had 7 bugs in my pocket, and I've started, and this is where I am now, and he's so true to what he has done in the past and what he's doing.
It's incredible.
That makes a lot of difference.
Yeah,
Yes.
incredible
And
journey.
inspiring.
I mean, he's even managed to play a tooth fairy in a film. I mean, that is. I'm joking, but yeah, no, real. I mean, that's huge success from nothing, isn't it? Listen,
Yes.
just while we're on, Mr. Andrew Hatcher, we're graced with his presence. He's finished washing up, and he's come on to say that he's enjoying Cobra Express. Alan, so that's a little nod to you, and he's enjoying the show. But he has a question for you, Christina. So the question that Andrew is asking is, morning all, a question for Christina. How do they help businesses who are already utilizing a system or multiple different software that do different things for them? So how do you help a business where they've got a lot of things already in place and a lot of different systems talking to each other, etc.?
Okay, so what we do is in a business, we generally understand the workflow. We go through your business, and then we give you a system or a software or a website or an app if required, or if it requires digital marketing to get that online presence. So how what we do is, if you are a business who is already has had a certain system that you are utilizing, or
Yeah.
or 2 or 3 different softwares that you're utilizing,
Yes.
And what and they cannot talk to each other. That's a general problem that businesses face.
Yes.
That if I have one software for one thing and the other software for other thing, they cannot talk to each other. And so what we generally do is, when we analyze that, we create an API bridge and we create an API integration. And what we do is we design a whole new integration system that is going to make them talk to each other and ease out your problem of
Yes.
replication of data and replication of doing the same task on every different platform. So that is how we generally start, and we do not believe in totally replacing what you have in hand. We first do that for you. We integrate it. We create an environment with the existing one to help the business grow.
Yes.
And then again, in the next step, if required, we try and give you one single tool that is going to help you back end and front end with the whole business process.
That's fantastic.
So that is how we operate.
Hannah says, lovely to hear from you, because you're fabulous. She also thinks Dwayne The Rock Johnson is inspirational, and she's off to the beach now. Great show.
I would say, she should enjoy the beach.
Absolutely. It's dedication, isn't it? On holiday and still working. Eh?
Yes.
Aren't they good? Aren't they lovely? Listen, Christina, it's come to that time. So thank you so much for coming in today. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, I can't make the typical thing work. So you're going to have to say, how does someone get in touch with you if they want to get in touch?
So you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And you can also get in touch with me on my phone number. I'll just
you're going to have to say it, I'm afraid.
Give you the phone number. Just give me a moment. So my phone number is 15547888375. That's my number.
Thank you, Christina.
And you can also get in touch with me on my email address. That is my first name @zetas.co.uk. And that is our website as well, where you can get in touch with us. That is ZITHAS.co.uk.
Just amazing. Sorry not to be able to make it come up. I did, and it all cleared off. That's me being a Luddite, I'm afraid. Christina, I need you. Christina, thank you so much for your help today. I'm going to play a short video, and then we're going to speak to Logan. Is it Bassett or Bassett? Is it Bassett or is it Bassett? Is it? Oh, I'm getting confused, Logan. I'm losing it. Logan Blackburn, is it? Yay, there you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll see you in the club. Thank you for coming on. See you soon. Thank you so much, Christina. Lovely meeting. So that's who we use to do our video and marketing content, the wonderful Hannah Matarazzo and her awesome emotive marketing. Welcome, Logan Bassett Blackburn, is it? There's too many names.
Morning, Ed.
Hiya, how are you?
Just call me Logan, it's fine.
Logan's cool.
I'm good, thank you. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, really happy to see you. So, sir, give me an understanding of how someone starts in the world and ends up doing what you do.
Okay.
The journey that's taken place therefore onwards from that point.
Okay, fair enough. So I started that for a decade, which was amazing. Just working with young people, it's very rewarding.
Yep.
And then my children started coming along, and I wanted to do something a bit different. We moved. I now live in sunny Shropshire, instead of Bristol City, which is a lovely place to live. But both places, obviously.
Absolutely, totally agree. I was brought up in Bristol, so it's
yeah.
So
So I did that, and then I started working for smaller companies, so companies that people have built up from either a bedroom business, their side hustle, or they'd had an idea and they'd gone for it. And that was very interesting, and a very steep learning curve, because it was one of those situations where you could take on as much work as you wanted, and you could apply yourself pretty much where you wanted to apply yourself. You wore 12 different hats, and you were part of the successes and failures. After I'd done that for a few companies, there was this thing, COVID-19. I don't know if you've heard of it. The whole world kind of went home, and everything shut down, and everybody was home. So when that
never heard of that
happened, I took some time to reflect. I've got 4 young kids, and I thought, you know what, I love being at home. It's amazing. I love spending this time with my children, with my family. I want to create a world where I can work, provide, and still do that. So working from home, I'm pretty good at knowing what people want and how to communicate with them and take them on a journey. I'm a marketer, but I don't believe in selling people stuff they don't need or want. It's only stuff that's useful and helpful. I think that harps back to my youth worker days. You can't convince a teenager to do something that they don't want to do.
No, it's got to be their idea.
It has to be something useful. Yeah, so it's a good basis for it. So I did some training. I'd done some on the ground stuff in the previous businesses, sort of learnt by doing, and then I set up my business middle of last year, and I went out into the world with no portfolio. So I did freebies, and then I did very cheap jobs, and now I'm in a position where I've been doing network marketing for a while, and people come to me and say, look, this is the problem I have. Or somebody rang me the other day and said, somebody's given me your number. This is my problem. Can you help? And I was like, of course I can. Let's have a proper chat about this, and let's see what we can do.
Yep. Fantastic.
And I am, yeah.
There's every so often there's a slight pause on your internet, so I sort of like, sorry, forgive me.
Apologies.
No, not your fault. We'll blame BT. That's who we'll blame. So I'm going to declare my hand. I've started working with Logan, which is a fantastic experience, actually. Really, really good. We pulled together quite a nice team, haven't we, Logan, within the Cobra Club of excellence, and it's just great to work with people that you sort of know, like, and trust, so you understand what they're going to do before they do it. I think one of the difficulties in doing business, anybody doing business, is that you only know what you know. So when you start bringing other people into your business, which is into your inner sanctum, if you like, you've got to trust these people to actually do what you're asking them to do, and that's a huge thing to do. So that's where the benefit for me from sort of things like the Cobra Club come in, because you actually get to know people, and you actually get to hear about their reputation, and you get to work with them. And for me, I can look forward to working with people, which is quite a new experience, because I'm used to outsourcing things to other companies, but it's potluck, really, because you get your quotes in, and you listen to all the sales pitches, and you sort of understand what they're all saying they're going to do. But to actually know people, it puts a huge advantage to you when you're deciding what to do. I know.
Yes, I mean I completely agree. The Cobra Club is a space where lots of people share lots of talent. There's a lot of overlap as well. A couple of people doing the same sort of thing, but they have different approaches, or they're in different geographic locations. Yeah. And for me personally, I don't feel that there's any sort of competition there. There are people and clients out there who would be better suited to working with me, and there are other digital marketers, other social media marketers in the Cobra Club who would be better to work with other clients.
Yes.
And having that space means you've got 2 things at your fingertips. One, you've got a network of people that you could ask, say, hey, look, does anybody know about this accountancy thing or this new new law that's coming in, or does anyone know the best place to buy an office chair from? It's a Cobra Club member. Or you've got somebody we can say, look, I've got this massive project. It's too much work. Does anybody want to come and work with me to complete this project? And yeah, it's a great space to be able to have those people and although spread quite widely, a fairly small network of people that you can talk to. Yeah,
absolutely. So I mean, that's in effect what I've done. So I've built a golden sort of shield, if you like, of people who I sort of already know they're going to be good before I've actually even got them to work for me. So I've been wanting to work with them for a period of time, and it's quite lovely when that actually happens, because it gives you so, as someone who I mean, you know, is putting quite a bit of work out there. It's really quite exciting to know the people doing it are people that you can trust and you can talk to, and you know, you can meet with, and they actually care, and it just changes everything. Hannah's hung on to listen to you, Logan, as she thinks your work is great. What's your favourite part of your work? She says.
Okay, so there's a two-part answer. The first one is very obviously, and in a complete professional capacity, that my favourite part of work is problem solving. Seeing that issue people come with and going, okay, let's deconstruct this, let's make a plan, and here's how we're going to get out of it. The actual truthful answer is talking. I like talking to people. I like getting to know them. I like having one-to-ones, you know, the things that you can find out about people. And it's not just what you do for a living. It's, you know, the place that you live and the people that you spend time with and what motivates you to do your work. And these all build up a bigger picture about people. And yeah, I speak to more people now because we Zoom regularly than I ever did pre-pandemic. I have to admit, you know, I'm a far more sociable person.
Yeah.
Now we're all one box, one size on the screen.
I totally agree with you. And people are far more accessible. I mean, it's you know, you can just jump on for a quick meeting, and I get far more done like this than I do on the telephone, as an example. Or I've got to drive to Shropshire to meet you once. I know, pretty good. Hannah has also asked a question. Now, she should be going off to the beach right now. So Mr. Hatcher's going to be down there on his surfboard, looking around with no lifeguard watching out. But here we go. Tell us about Mandad. What's this Mandad thing that you do?
I can. Okay, I would love to tell you about Mandad. Mandad is a digital magazine subscription for men aimed at the dad community. It launched on Father's Day this year, and there's a group of us got together and said, okay, what's missing is a dedicated community space to shout good stuff, tell dad stories, and deal with dad issues. There's a lot of stuff out there for the mums, which is amazing and should be, but dads are still very much sidelined in society, sidelined by healthcare, by education, and we want to help with the movement to address this, not to put dads first, but to put them on an equal par as equal parents. The running theme behind Mandad is that male suicide is one of the biggest killers of men in our country. We want to do something to help this, so we pioneer stuff like the Hub of Hope and the Lions Barbers, who are doing that front end work, talking with guys who are really struggling and trying to help them, and who are out there actually saving lives. So
it's really
thanks
important.
for asking, Hannah.
No, thanks, Hannah. Yeah, it's really, really good, and it's given me a huge amount of faith. You know, when because I'm working for a psychiatric company right now, and to have someone who actually cares about the products just makes a huge difference. So I'd really recommend getting in touch with Logan as well. So Logan, I'm going to have to ask you a question, and I'm trying to work out which question to ask you. I think because are you Bristolian? Were you brought up in Bristol?
No, I'm Bristolian by choice.
Okay, that's all right. Because I'm Bristolian by choice as well, I'm going to ask you about your favourite music, because that's quite cool. So. So what was your first music that you bought, Logan?
It was a CD but it was Country House by Blair. Because
Well, there you go. That's a cool one. To
child of the 90s. It is a cool one, yeah.
funny 'cause I watched that video and I used to buy records and I used to buy tapes. And I remember buying tapes and thinking, oh, I wish I could buy a record, but then buying the tapes, it went in the car. And then CDs, they never bought tapes after CDs. And now my kids go, what'd you buy a CD for?
Yeah.
And they see the CD as old fashioned. And I used to think CDs, wow, they're really cool. They're going to be forever.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there was that thing that you could tape off the radio, but you bought your CD and it played the same, you know, it was a crisper sound. So yeah.
I totally agree. So Logan, being a marketeer of repute, when you meet certainly small startup businesses and smaller businesses, maybe even bigger ones too, what's the sort of like top tip that you would give to startup businesses, etc.? Do you know, when you first meet them, what's the thing that people are actually doing wrong that they could be doing right? What's a simple change to their digital world? Got to get all my videos in.
You have.
What's your top tip?
They are good. So, you know, it's worth it. Okay, so my top tip is to measure everything. You don't know what's working if you're not measuring it. So you need to know how much that Facebook post is getting you, how much that email is getting you. Are people looking at it? Is anyone going to your website? If you're not looking at those numbers, then how can you know what's working and what's not?
Sales manager's dream answer, that is. That's exactly what I say to people as well. Measurement is management.
Yeah.
It is, but it absolutely works. It's really true. And people miss it. I'm forever getting asked the same sorts of questions, which is, or they'll say, you know, cold calling doesn't work, and you'll go, okay, how many cold calls have you done? 5, and you're like, brilliant. Or 1,000. You know, whichever way around. You know, it's painful either way. And it's really quite interesting when you start looking at the numbers, because you can make significant change by making small changes, can't you?
Yeah.
A small change to an email, marketing email, can make a massive difference to returns that you're getting back from it.
Definitely. Or to.
So I would certainly recommend getting in touch with Logan. Talking of which, how would someone get in touch with Logan Blackburn? Is it if they wanted to do it?
Well done, Ed. Okay, so before we do my contact details, I'm going to do a secondary shameless plug for Mandad.
Oh, yeah, do.
If anybody wants to head over to mandad.media, you can have a look at the magazine. Our first issue is free forever. It's on the site. You can have a look and see what you're getting into. Second to that, I am on LinkedIn. If you type Blackburn Is It into LinkedIn, then I am the only one there. You will find me. I am available at the Cobra Club. My business is called Stroke and Enterprises, so you can find me at Stroke and Enterprises on Facebook. Basically, if you stand out in the street and just shout Logan, I'll probably turn up. So here's my number: 07598 110672. Next time, Ed, get somebody else to set the tech up. So
I set it all up right, okay, and for some reason I came back on and it wasn't coming well there. It really frustrates me because it took me ages to get it. The wonderful Yvonne says we've had some fantastic guests today, and I totally and utterly agree. So thank you, Yvonne. Great to see you. A burst of sunshine coming into our lives from Yvonne Taylor. It's been a good show. We've got some fantastic people. So thank you to Alan, and thank you to Christina as well. It's been great to have you on. Logan, I'm going to love you and leave you, but I would also say to people, www.mandad.media, really worth a visit, really, really good thing. And just if you ever want a referee, come and ask Ed about what he thinks about Logan, because I'm choosing to work with Logan because he's damn good at what he does. So there's a recommendation from Ed as well. Logan, thank you. I'm going to play you out with a would you believe it, with a video. And if I can find the video that I'm looking for, Logan, which of course I can't because
no, just keep talking. It's fine.
Okay, there we go. So I shall say bye and see you later, and thank you very much. Talk to you soon, Logan. Cheers, mate.
Now you're watching me, yeah, all eyes on me, 'cause I've been living the good life. So come fly with me into my fantasy, and we be loving the good life.
just hit me? Why don't you just go there with me? Surf in the skies and splash in the clouds, dance in the crowds and laugh out loud. Holding your hand, unfolding a plan. Two souls in a land like gold in a pan. Float in the breeze or soak in the sea. Come go there with me where we both wanna be. Lie on the beach or fly in the streets. I'm trying to keep this vine in the reach. Putting everything I do aside, me and you approach. We can travel to the very end of the universe. You and me are meant to be divine energy. Living with no rules in a pool of serenity. Come be my fantasy, go away with me. Lock us up in a dream and throw away the keys. Come on, live this up now. Good life, good laugh, good love now. Come on, live this with me. Good laugh, good love, we live free. Come on, live this up now. Good life, good laugh, good love now. Come on, live this with me. Good laugh, good love, we live free. We need to rise with these new eyes. Pull the disguise off of these blue skies. Lights in the city reflect off the shoreline. When you're living this life, you want more time. Rewind the time, align, plan this. Ride this comic to a new dynamic. Your eyes on me, mine on you. Living the good life, we do what
Now
we
you're
want to.
watching me. You're on.
Wow, how fun is that? So I've got one more thing to do, okay, which is choose my hero of the week. So I'm going to choose the wonderful. I just love the beginning of that. I'm ready to ride my horse every time. So I'm going to give a shout out to the wonderful Hannah Matarazzo, who's my hero of the week. So behind every great looking sports car is an engine, and that engine operates absolutely brilliantly. So we're very, very lucky to have Hannah. She puts together all our videos and all our marketing for us, but also she's had a really great journey. So Hannah's a really accomplished businesswoman in her own right, and she's started her own business through the Cobra Club, which is a marketing business that's now doing really, really well. In addition to that, she runs a Cobra Club, which is Cobra Creative, and that's every Monday between 4 and 5, and that's doing really, really well. And she supports and looks after us and does such a great job that I want to give her a shout out and say thank you very, very much to Hannah Matarazzo. So that's my shout out for the week. Hannah Matarazzo from the Cobra Club. Thank you very, very much. She's a diamond on her way down to the beach right now with Andy Hatcher because he's got wrinkly fingers because he's been doing the washing up. So that's quite fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more thing to do. So we're going to look at our weekly events. What's coming up at the Cobra Club this week? So on a Monday morning, you can come and join me at Monday Motivation. That's between 9 and 10 every Monday morning. Or you can pop along or to Christie's Virtual Coffee Club, which is between 3 and 4. Come join Christie for a cup of coffee. Then that lady I just spoke about, Hannah Matarazzo at Cobra Creative, she's celebrating networking, relationships and growth. That's every Monday at 4 till 5. In the evening, pop along and see Saffron Carver, Monday Mayhem, Digital Mayhem, digital networking event 7:30 to 8:30, Inspirational Saffron Carver. Tuesday morning, get up early and you can pop along to see Quest West, Tuesday West, 10:30 to 11:30 every Tuesday. Followed by Tantalising Taylor and Tantalising Tuesdays with the host Ron Taylor. That's every Tuesday between 12 and 1:30. And then pop along in the afternoon to see Victoria Woods and Cobra Office. That's between 1:30 and 2:30. Networking overall. And then really great music on a particular day. Time Troubleshooting with Katrina Ellis. That's every Tuesday between 4 and 5. And then Hive Mastermind, oh my goodness, that's Wednesdays between 2 and 3:30 with the internationally best-selling author Beverly Lockett. And then you can climb up to the top of Snowdon. In fact, come along today to the top of Snowdon between 4 and 5:30 today. A bit chilly up there, but we announced we've got keep you warm. And then in the evening, come and join me today and normally me and Andy for Eating Talents. That's 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock tonight with a drink. Tomorrow morning, you can get up early and you can come along to 10 to 11:30 with the inspirational Jonathan Boyd and Cobra Connect. Then the main event, as Barry would like to call it, the Cobra Live Link Up. That's every Thursday, 1 to 2 o'clock. the afternoon, Chris Mason, one of our newest leaders, with the Cobra Strike. That's every Thursday between 4 and 5 at 300 Club. Oh, get up early on a Friday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, down on the beach, fish and chips with Louise Montblanc, inspirational Louise Montblanc, and Cobra Dressing, 8 and 9. Then probably on fill up that tummy with some pink flower cockles, lava bread, and the full Welsh breakfast with Shane Yates, 9:30 to 11. And then we just heard from him, the man himself, Alan Cannon, Cobra Express, every Friday, 2 till 3:30. Doot doot, get in there. And we finish off the week with beautiful Sharon Ritchie, every Friday, 4 till 5:30. Little bit of a drinky, wind down Friday. See you there, guys. It's been fantastic. Thank you very much. So it just bids me to say thank you, adieu to you and you and you, and hope to see you all next week. Thanks, guys. Over and out.